Jack.
See that Kovrak's coming in handy.
Did you meet the new guy? There's the new fellas right there. Right front.
No, I didn't.
Go ahead.
Try and slide in. This is a weird little corner.
Hold on, we need Vice Mayor Turner and Councilmember Mendoza.
Well, he's got to check his calendar.
I know, I gotta make sense of these things.
He's a nice
Jack
guy.
said just sign it and then.
Yeah.
Just like me.
Yeah.
How's it go? They gotta be the first meeting.
Go check the calendar, see if you're available.
Look at this crowd we have tonight.
Well, it's all presentation.
What's the special occasion?
I bet that's right, too.
It's exciting.
The horse people.
Excuse me.
Had I known, I would have put them on.
Yeah, that's a month after. That's a month and a week from now. 5 weeks.
Looks like everybody else is pretty much good, huh? For whatever.
Yeah,
All right, I guess I
I'm
will
good.
be
I'm
too.
so excited.
It says 6 on the computer.
All right, Mr. Mayor.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
As soon as he's done here signing this, we'll kick it off.
Yeah, let's see it.
He's putting his X on.
Good, so you could keep it.
Are we ready? I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Could we have a roll call, Ms. Lewis?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Hope you're all waiting for the snow. We'll see. Councilmember Kelly.
Present.
Councilmember Miller.
Yep.
Councilmember Lane.
Here.
Councilmember Mendoza.
Here.
Councilmember Best.
Here.
Vice Mayor Turner.
Here.
And Mayor Croft.
Here. Thank you. Introductions, presentations, and proclamations. The first one is presentation by the Water Infrastructure Finance Authority, WIFA, of the WIFA Clean Water Project of the Year Award to the town. Mr. Duffy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. Before I introduce our distinguished guest this evening who will be presenting this award to the town of Chino Valley, I would like to remind you that it was for the Center Street project that we did last fiscal year. And with the partnership with WIFA, they actually helped us make this a success. That's a hard word to say today. Sorry. But the project, as you know, was to install a sewer line the original project, step phase 1, was to install a sewer line up Center Street to the Molly Ray subdivision. And we were going for 100 connections, and we thought, yeah, that'll be great to get that dry subdivision on our system. Well, it turns out we needed a little more funding, and we ended up going down West Street and connecting basically another 120 connections. So with the original scope of the project, we almost doubled the number of connections that we thought we were going to get, and with WIFA giving us about a 45% grant. So that $1.2 million project, we did for about $700,000. And this is the type of partnership that WIFA does, throughout the state, but boy, they sure made a difference for us on it. So we need to really thank them for that. So tonight, let me introduce to you Susan Craig from WIFA and Nicole Petker, correct? Yes.
Mr. Mayor and council members, thank you for inviting us tonight to present WIFA's Clean Water Project of the Year Award. I'm Susan Carrig. I'm the Communications Director for the Water Infrastructure Finance Authority. And I'm joined by Nicole Petker, who was WIFA's engineer and project manager for these projects. She's had the pleasure of working with Joe and the Public Works Department and then the rest of the great team that has made these projects a success. So on behalf of WIFA, it is truly a pleasure to present this award. We were thrilled that the town of Chino Valley was nominated for WIFA's Clean Water Project of the Year award, and delighted when our advisory board selected Chino Valley as our winner. So for those of you who aren't familiar with WIFA, we are a state governmental organization, and we provide funding to improve water infrastructure throughout Arizona. We fund projects to ensure safe drinking water and keeping our rivers and lakes clean. Many of Arizona's communities have chosen WIFA because of our low interest rates, and then also the forgivable principle that is available to communities. And so when a community funds infrastructure investments, improvements through WIFA, the community is able to save money, lots of money sometimes, and pass those savings on to their customers and the ratepayers. So we're very pleased to have had the opportunity to partner on multiple projects, wastewater and water projects, with the town over the last several years. And our Project of the Year awards were created to recognize the most exceptional WIFA projects, demonstrated by their performance in resolving water quality or public health issues, also cooperative funding efforts, sustainability, and outstanding project management. And the town's project that we're here to recognize tonight exhibits many of these attributes. So these septic to sewer projects that we're here to recognize were selected based on the town's commitment to protecting water quality and public health through the investments in wastewater infrastructure. So extending the sewer system allowed residents, as you know, to tie into the collection system and decommission their septic systems, which reduces potential risk to local groundwater quality. The Molly Ray subdivision, as I understand it through Nicole and the project managers, was this project allowed to tie into the town sewer system, which will prevent new septics. And then the South Road 1 West portion constructed sewer line to serve 2 multifamily residential properties. Another smart move by the town to refinance $4 million in loans, and these loans finance the construction of sewer service to the Chino Meadows area. Finally, I'd like to recognize the town's excellent project management. The town experienced a change in public works directors and continued to manage the project well and within the expected timeline. We recognize that this type of change can be very challenging, yet the project progressed smoothly. On that note, although WIFA's executive director, Trish Incognito, could not be here tonight, she wanted me to say a special thank you to Joe. And she personally has had the most interaction with Joe, first at the City of Williams and now with Chino Valley. He did a fantastic job of keeping WIFA staff well informed of project progress and facilitated compliance with all of our loan requirements. She appreciates the opportunity to continue to partner with Joe, and we are all very happy to support the town with their infrastructure needs into the future. So in addition, I'd like to thank Mayor Croft and Council, Richard Straub, Assistant Public Works Director, the Public Works Department staff, and the contractor, Earth Resources Corporation. We appreciate their dedication to managing the project as well. So great job to all of those involved. So with that, we are very pleased to present this award plaque to the town, acknowledge your achievements and hard work, and look forward to working with you on future water projects. I'd just like to read what the plaque says. It says that the town of Chino Valley wins our 2017 Clean Water Project of the Year Award for the design and construction of septic to sewer projects in recognition of your focus on resolving water quality and public health issues and commitment to improving Arizona's quality of life through investments in wastewater infrastructure.
Cool.
Thank you for the work that you've done. We know, and we hope to work with you in the future. Okay. John, Joe. This is the guy that really put on, kept it going. Thank you very much. Let's go on to item B. One of the great facilities we have here in Chino Valley is the Yavapai Community College. Tonight, Mr. Rodney Jenkins, Vice President of Community Relations, is going to talk to us about how things are going at Yavapai College.
Thank you, Mayor. To council, on behalf of our president, Dr. Wells, she sends her love, and she's really hoping that the weather continues to get bad so she can shut down and we can get a free snow day, but I don't think that's going to happen. I keep telling her that the snow's not going to stick when it's 50 degrees outside. And I'm from the Midwest, so we know all about snow. Wanted to stop by and just kind of update you guys on what's going on at Yavapai College. We, in the packet that I dropped off to you, there's a card in there that really emphasized the fact that we go well beyond the classroom. And we are an institution that really services the entire county. And, it's really about your tax dollars working for you with the college. Just throwing a few things out, and I think I know the mayor was there. I saw video at the job fair, recent job fair we had here in Chino. And at Regional Economic Development Office, our goal is to do 10 total job fairs a year. Thus far, we have done, I think, 4 of them. Each one have been completely sold out in terms of the participation of our vendors. And so that's a good thing. We recognize that people want to increase their quality of life, and we're trying to do what we can to provide the appropriate services and training for our community to improve both their quality of life and standard of living. And we really look at the Regional Economic Development Office at 3 things. How can we impact the county as it relates to workforce, transportation, and affordable housing? And so we're constantly having conversations within our county about how we can impact those things. And with workforce, we're working closely with our cities throughout the county to see how we can attract new businesses, retain our current businesses, and strengthen our businesses so they can pay higher wages and hire more people. Transportation, we're working with the county on looking at the possibility of doing regional transportation. And county folks will get into more detail, but not everyone wants to drive, believe it or not. And we need to have the options to connect the northern county to the southern county, east and west, through public transportation. So we're looking at different ways of implementing that. And affordable housing. We brought together recently on both the east and west sides of the county all of the business owners. And we want to be able to develop a training program that really pushes people to go in and stay into the trades. But we've asked the contractors to work with us because they also have to pay affordable wages. You don't want to train someone and they go down to Phoenix after they've gotten their feet wet. One of the new educational philosophies that we've adopted and we've implemented is called Pathways. Pathways is, although it's a national model, we've kind of taken it here, and we are the first community college in the state to implement Pathways. And what it is taking the educational process from the student's perspective, starting at the end. In essence, what do you want to end up doing? Where do you want to go at the end of your 2 years? Historically, community colleges have been almost like a smorgasbord of classes. You may have met students who took them 4 or 5 years to finish a 2-year degree. Pathways assigns each student to a success coach. That coach works with that student, again, from the end. Where do you want to end up? We've worked with 4-year institutions, all of our 4-year institutions, to develop articulation agreements. So let's say you want to be a nurse and you want to graduate with your bachelor's degree in nursing. And let's say you want to go to NAU. Our articulation agreements have worked out with NAU that if you want to take that track, we're going to get you there in 60 credits. If you follow our lead, it's cheaper, it's faster, and it's more efficient. All of your credits transfer into the 4-year institution, and you get out a lot faster. And it's common sense to do the 2 years in a community college, because you're going to get all your general education courses out of the way. And if all of the regionally accredited institutions have the same general ed requirements now. So for $100 a credit hour, you can take your general eds, or $650 a credit hour. The same courses, the same quality instructors. It just makes sense to get your associate's degree and then move on. So we're spending a lot of time massaging the pathway process. It is, again, a national model, and we think that this is the best way for us to go moving into the future, getting people in the workforce or into higher education a lot quicker without wasting time and money. So we spent a lot of time on making sure our regional and economic development offices work for our communities. Both our Small Business Development Center and our REDC offices are now fully staffed, and they're flipped. I want them to be out in the community more, touching and talking to businesses versus coming to campus, the businesses trying to find us. And so that has really helped us improve the relationship, as well as we now have very specific services to help businesses. We have a gentleman who is an accountant, and he helps businesses with their finances. Someone else with a specialty in marketing. And so we can give you a full service support, if you will. And finally, we also want to party hard. We work hard, we want to party hard. We will be celebrating 50 years of Yavapai College starting in August 25th. So August through October, each one of our campuses have identified a series of fun activities that they will be doing. On our main campus, kicking it off on August 25th, we will have Jay Leno as our main guest that evening. The few of you, if you're old enough to remember Jay Leno on the Today Show, not Today Show, Tonight Show. I couldn't stay up that late. And he will finish the evening with his stand-up. Our goal is to do two things: to really open up our campus and our brand, and say we are probably one of the most flexible and fluid community colleges in the country. Let's show us off. In pretty Yavapai County, I've been here 8 months now, and I actually asked my wife the other day what took us so long. When 9 months ago we were in Pennsylvania, and we got 3 feet of snow overnight, not inches. I mean, you could drink the inches, and we couldn't find our plow guy because he was out plowing everybody else's yard. So we spent the whole day shoveling our driveway. And after we were done, she said, never, ever again will I pick up another shovel. So it was an easy sell when I told her we were moving to Arizona. So with that, Mr. Mayor, I'll take any questions.
Questions?
No, sir, thank you.
Questions?
I'm good.
No, very nice.
All right. Mr. Jenkins, thank you very much.
Thank
and we
you.
really support our ag business out here at Old Home Manor. So that campus is really neat. If you have anybody that has a chance to go out and look at the ag business program at our campus out here in Chino Valley, it's very interesting. They do a great job.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now we're going to get our horse people up here. And this C is the annual report by the Chino Valley Equestrian Association regarding activities at the equestrian park located on town property. So, hi Ruth.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. It's nice to be here on behalf of the Chino Valley Equestrian Association. We're obligated to give you an annual report, so here we are. Danielle Feller is with me. She is the president and really the driving force, even though she won't tell you that she is. She really is the one that pushes this organization along and keeps things rolling. This year we had the grand opening in June of this year. It was a little hot, but we still had a great turnout. We had over 15 vendors. We had a live band that played, kept things moving, lots of demo rides. So people who didn't know anything at all about horses could come out and see what the difference is between English and Western and dressage and so forth. Some good food, Granite Mountain Barbecue. And we had some guys that look vaguely familiar show up to cut the rope. Whoops. We had quite a few activities, many more than we expected to have. We were just, if we could get one show and one clinic behind us, we would have been happy. We actually had 3 clinics. Mary Rose Anderson came in and did 2 clinics. Chelsea Collestad did 1. Though clinics are events that are held at the Equestrian Park, clinicians or groups of people will get together to bring a clinician in. People can pay to come and take classes or lessons at the park. So it's a source of a little bit of rental income for the association. The horse shows, our goal was to have 1. We actually had 5. These are some pictures from a couple of them. There were a few benefit horse shows, 1 for Blue Moon, a couple for Phoenix Children's Hospital, some open shows, and dressage show. We did at least 12 cleanup work days that we could remember. Most of you will remember the condition that the facility was in when the association took it over. We have done lots and lots and lots and lots of mowing, and then mowing more. Lots of picking up rocks, tumbleweed eradication. I'd like to tell you we've eradicated them, but I think we've got them somewhat managed. And it's a never-ending process. We do it again and again and again. We did acquire some equipment of interest this year. We got a drag to keep the footing good in the arena, a water trailer, timer for the barrel races and the timed events, water meter in the fill station set up. We got a bridge for the trail class that was donated, some barrels and poles that we can use for the Gymkhana events for kids, and 15 picnic tables that have been installed around the facility so that there are places for people to sit down and eat. In case you're wondering what 248 tons of arena sand looks like, this is what it looks like when it's been spread and dragged out very nicely. We just had the last of it installed last Saturday. The other big event this year in terms of improvements was getting a second arena, a warm-up arena with fences around it. It helps with the little kids that are having some control issues. All the panels we brought out from Cameron Ranch. Membership and volunteers. This year's membership goal was 50. We had 144 actual memberships, 40 of which were founding members, people who felt strongly and have been very involved in the organization. In terms of volunteers, we would have been happy if, the same 10 of us showed up all the time. And we've actually had about 35 consistent volunteers that will come out and work the events and help out when they're needed. Sponsorships and donations, we've had quite a bit of support from the local community. Our initial goal for the year was $10,000. We actually raised $24,300, which is not bad. Again, we had L Construction and Chino Materials did a lot of work with helping us getting the footing reworked and getting the new footing distributed properly and keeping it watered so it doesn't turn into tumbleweeds again. Candace Devine did a concert at the Elks Theater in downtown Prescott. It was very well received. She did a great job and raised a good amount of money for the association. Social media and promotions, we have been very busy with the social media and promotions activities, just trying to get the word out. Like everybody else, we have a Facebook page, we have a website. The Facebook page has got 513 followers. It's pretty active. We get lots of clicks and visits. We do a lot of promoting of events there. We've been working with the chambers in Chino Valley, Prescott Valley, and Prescott to promote events, and they've been very helpful with that. This is one of our members, actually a handful of the members in the Prescott Rodeo Parade. We've also had a lot of good support from local radio stations, the newspapers, the local horse publications, helping us promote some of these events. For 2018, we've already scheduled 26 events. We have 3 Chino Valley Equestrian Park Buckle Series with 3 shows per series. Each show has 4 divisions, so we have little kids, bigger little kids, big kids, and then adults. And there are a number of classes that they participate in. At the end of each series, whoever has the most point in each division wins a belt buckle. Who does not like belt buckles? We have barrel runs. This year we actually have our first breed show. The Appaloosa Association will be having a show up here this summer. We have 3 benefit events, one for Blue Moon Rescue here in Chino Valley, one for the Alzheimer's Association and Phoenix Children's Hospital. We have 2 mounted shooting clinics planned, and then the Backcountry Horsemen of Central Arizona will be hosting 3 clinics on working, with your horse on obstacles you might find out in the backcountry. We also, surprisingly, have some non-horse events scheduled. Earth Dogs, I can't explain that one. The dogs come out and they run down holes and then they come out. They're like terriers, Jack Russell Terriers, and it's on how well they can get rodents and vermin and things out of the ground, and they're timed. Underground. Also, we have the Big Q Barbecue and Food Truck Festival coming up and the Chino Valley Equestrian Park Beer Fest. So maybe one of you 2 might want to come out for that. Really, this is what it's all about. I think this picture captures it. I grew up doing this kind of stuff in horse 4-H, and I just saw something the other day that I had reposted on Facebook about a race we used to do, and somebody that I haven't talked to in probably 30 years tagged me and said, God, do you remember doing that in the Chelsea Fair when we were in high school? So here it is 30 years later, and I still remember doing that. So to have something that these kids and these families can come out and do together, even if it's just watch these kids together, it's a great thing. We're very pleased that it's continuing to grow and that it's been as well received as it has been. And we're looking forward to a lot of more events and growth in the years to come. I'd be happy to answer any question. Danielle knows a whole lot more than I do about the details. And Gary Gang is here as well, and he can speak to a lot of the events and other things that are going on.
How are you doing with your fundraising to grow and?
Not as well as we'd like. It's just been so busy getting the small things done that we haven't had time to go approach any of the big companies, and that's where we're lacking right now, is just getting the knowledge of who to go to and people to go out there to do it. But that's on our slate, and we're trying to do that. This has been just local funding and from individuals that we've been doing.
So the big money's out there and other big companies. Have you approached Drake Cement for support? Or?
No, not yet.
They're a real community. They give a lot to communities, so that might be a source.
Okay, good. Thank you. I will.
You can go ahead. Finley Toyota is offering support to the community activities.
Finley,
Who is that?
Finley Toyota Group, which there are 8 or 10 different car dealers. It's a car dealer.
I've approached Finley. It's the only car dealer I've approached so far, but I have a list.
Question?
Turner Pump.
Turner Pump would probably be good too.
I got no questions. I would just like to say that you guys have done a great job out there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for the time you put in to keep it going.
Absolutely.
Thank you. We
It's a
will
local
continue to do
treasure,
so.
I'll tell you that. Thank you. You have questions? Cloyce?
How do you get on the distribution list to find out what events and things are going on? Pretty
I
well
can send you a
equestrian.
membership form. I'd love to have you join us, and then we send out our email. But we also have our website that you can go to, and they list all our events coming up. We have a schedule up there.
Okay, I'll find that. Yeah.
And your website? What's your website?
It's cvequestrianpark.com. So it's Equestrian Park.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just,
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you,
Wait,
Ruth.
hold on, little girl in the corner.
Uh-oh, wait a minute.
She woke up.
She's been listening.
I'm just amazed. I'm so grateful for my heart because I remember sitting out here years ago when this was just an idea. It was just a brand new idea, and you were there from the beginning. And to see where it was to where it is now, it's spectacular. And
Thank you.
so I just want to commend you on that with all your effort and hard work. I think it's great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go, Gary.
Any other comments?
That's a true story. I was
Absolutely, yes. Okay, let's go on to item 3, call to the public. Call to the public is an opportunity for the public to address the council on any issue within the jurisdiction of the council and that is not on the agenda. Public comment is encouraged. Individuals are limited to speak for 3 minutes. The total time for call to the public may be up to 30 minutes per meeting. Council action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter, scheduling the matter for further consideration, and decision at a later date, or responding to criticism. We are open for a call to the public. This gentleman I know talked to me earlier, and he wants to come right up to the podium.
I'd like to say my name is Nicholas Walk, and Mr. Mayor, Town Council. I'm a little nervous. I'm not used to speaking publicly, but we've been a member going on 12 years in this town, and we utilize Memory Park almost daily with the dogs. The issue at hand is there's been some problems there with the people training dogs. They tell you, get out of here, we're here. And I ask them, do you have a permit? And my question to town council is, when using Memory Park for private functions, such as dog training classes, you need a park use permit, business license, and liability insurance. And also, can you let your dogs off the leash? I questioned the dog trainers and was told they don't need a permit or business license, and the dogs off the leash were under controlled supervision. Now, Town Code 627A states all dogs must be on a leash. My concern, and some of the other folks walking the dogs, if the dog bites my little dogs, me, then there's a liability. And if I may approach and hand you this, it's a notice.
Why don't you give it to our clerk?
Advertising. It's a noticement advertising for services to run a business at the park, and they charge a fee. Now, do they need a license, park use permit, and insurance? And I was told by the police department and the dog trainer, dog catcher, Parks and Rec to address this to the town council. So.
We can't take action today.
I
We will
understand.
take action. I'd like you to get in contact with the town manager, Ms. Gritman.
Okay.
And she will go on to the department head and see what we can do about that. And we will have an answer for you next meeting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
for your
much
time.
for coming. Anyone else for call to the public? Chief, come up. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Things going good, Scott? I know they are.
We're trying. I mean, you saw some of it last night. Mayor and Council, for the record, Scott Freitag, Fire Chief, Central Arizona Fire and Medical Authority. I didn't dress to come here and speak to you tonight, but I did want to come up and just thank the council and town manager and your police chief for the partnership between the town and the fire department. We work very well together. We appreciate the use of your facility last night for our meetings. We've gotten to the point where we just couldn't use our fire station anymore because when we have executive session, we have to push everybody outside and they get cold. And so we needed somewhere we could go and still be in the town of Chino Valley, because we do think it's important to rotate those meetings like the county supervisors do. And your chairs are very comfortable. I appreciated that.
Thank you.
More comfortable than ours. So, but no, and you know, Chief Wynn did us a favor last night, had a police officer here just to, as a deterrent, to make sure everything was okay. And that officer was very professional, courteous, responsive, and we just greatly appreciated his presence and greatly appreciated what Chief Wynn offered. So I just came here and wanted to thank you for that continued partnership and hope that we can reciprocate in any way that we can. I have taken care of moving some of the red tape out of the way for use of our facilities so that we can speed that process along for you in the future. But just thank you.
Well, thank you,
for
Chief,
everything.
for coming and saying that. We appreciate it. We've been working together for quite a while, so
Yeah.
we'll keep this up for sure.
And I
Thanks
apologize.
for the work
I'll-
you guys do.
I'll have to leave a little early tonight to go support our Northern Arizona Suns if you haven't been to a game.
I heard you guys were
Lots
doing
of fun.
pretty well.
Who? The Suns?
No, Central Arizona Fire Medical Authority.
I think we're doing very well. I think things are going well. Financially, we didn't have to collect $686,000 last year, which is an improvement. We projected we'd be down $450,000. We actually did better than that. And we are able to maintain services in Chino Valley that otherwise would have been cut. So we still have all 3 fire stations going and staffed. So the fire authority concept is working very well. We had presentations last night from a third-party outside accountant that supported our third-party outside auditing firm that gave us an absolutely clean opinion on the audit, one of the best they've seen, they said. And the accountant worked with GASB, which is the federal level accounting people who are a pain, but we appreciate their help, and the Auditor General. So we can show that there is no subsidization between the 2 agencies, between the 2 sets of taxpayers. We have equity division, and that's all approved. We didn't just make that up. There was a lot of thought and effort and time that went into that with a lot of outside third parties. So I think we're doing good things. We appreciate your support, and I tell you what, the call volume is increasing out here. It's been very busy lately. We set a record in January with well over 1,000 calls for the first time ever. Usually in January, call volume drops off, but we're not seeing that right now. And Battalion 6, which is all this area out Williamson Valley and on Iron Springs Road, they've actually beat Battalion 3's call volume, which they were pretty happy with. So,
Yes, sir.
Quick question.
yes, sir.
The fire station over at Road 3 North
Yes, sir.
had a really nice classroom. I've taken a lot of courses and classes in there. Did we lose that, destroy that, or?
Yeah, we can't.
No.
No, we're
Okay.
we're in call to the public, so if you have a question for him, you need to ask him
Oh,
later.
okay.
That was pretty
Okay.
Yeah, if we lose control of
Yes, but I'd be happy if you want to give me a call. I can talk to you about that. It's really not that I'm answering anything, but having a room for executive session where the board can go is good.
Thank
Sorry,
you, Scott.
Phyllis.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Response to the public, number 4.
Oh, wait.
He wanted to go and talk.
He always wants to talk. Come on now.
This is actually really nice to have an audience.
Yeah.
Mayor, council members, it's great to be back. I haven't been here a while. I apologize for that. Had some personal issues with my family. But anyway, I want to thank you for everything you're doing here. The town's looking like it's running pretty smooth. But I did notice in the paper recently there's been a lot of public notices for neighborhood meetings and so forth. Oh, by the way, Mark Fusich, 853 North State Route 89. And I've got some questions and concerns. The one is the roundabout at 4 South where the marijuana farm is. There used to be a sign that said coming soon, and that's gone. And I'm wondering if something else is going in there or if it's just nothing else wants to go in there. Because as we've spoken many times, we do need another grocery store, and we were hoping Fry's or somebody would go in there. But since I saw the sign's gone, kind of made me wonder. The other thing is, and I've been neglected to follow up as much as I'd like to on the progress or not progress of the 2 apartment complexes that were on the books over here behind Walgreens and then also by the car wash. Haven't heard much about it, heard rumors going around. Everybody's got an idea, but I was wondering if I could get an update on maybe what's going on with that. If
Tomorrow
you-
evening at 6 o'clock at our community center, we have a community outreach. Myself and the town manager and our public works director will be there to answer those questions.
Is that the neighborhood meeting that was advertised in the paper?
Mayor. Mayor, you're
No,
responding.
I'm not answering a question. All I'm telling him where you go to get an answer. Thank
I
you.
won't hold you to it. All right, so, and also, and here again, there's, this is something that's coming in the future, obviously, but the asphalt company that's coming on Perkinsville, and I saw that in the paper. Is that the Perkinsville here in town, or is it the one by Drake?
I can't answer that.
You can't answer that, I know. You'd like to, but you'd have to kill me.
I get slapped if I do. I'm sorry.
Next week. But I like the smell of asphalt, actually,
Yeah.
but, it's kind of weird. But anyway, so I'm just curious about a lot of things, and I'm sorry that I haven't been here as much as I should be. But I do love the town, and so I will attend the next meeting to find out, and the neighborhood meeting, and see what's going on with that. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Anyone else that I can't tell anything to? Okay, let's move on. Response to the public, we have none, so we'll move on to current events and reports. I'm going to take the first one, March 1st, this week. We're starting our Citizens Academy again. We're going to hold that. It'll be March 1st through April 19th. Sessions begin at 6, and it'll be right here in the council chambers. So we'll have, the first meeting is what we have a lady, Kay Lester from the Chino Valley Historical Society that really does a good presentation on Chino Valley and the history of Chino Valley. So if you haven't seen that, you probably need to see it. Secondly, myself and Mr. John Coomer, who's the interim CEO of the chamber, will be here. And we'll kick it off, and we've got some activities that we'll do. Then March 8th is Town of Chino Valley Now, and myself, town manager, town clerk, and community service director, and the council will be available. So if you want any question that you want to know about the town, we will reveal it within legal limits. So if you want some information, come to our Citizens Academy. Town manager, anybody else here?
I have nothing right now.
Yes, sir.
A couple weeks ago, I attended a meeting for the mayor to the Gamma organization, which is Northern Arizona mayors get together and have a discussion. They are concerned about our water usage and the water where it's going. And they're also concerned about a couple other things. But basically everything was for more information that will come back to their meeting, which he gets to attend to next time. And I also had a SIMPO meeting, which is our roads and streets for the metropolitan area that we cover. And we're trying to go ahead and come up with some funding, some ideas to go ahead and seeing how the state nor anybody else has any money for expansion of new roads, what we can go ahead and get done. I will let you know that because of a special project, Highway 69 between Frontier Village and the mall is expected to get expanded to 6 lanes, 3 both directions, and that is scheduled for, I believe, it's 21, 22. And then our signal at 1 North is still on the agenda to get done, and that is 2021. There are little funding problems, but I think we're going to be able to work through them. But with our limited amount of money, we're looking at doing the preliminary engineering before we go right up to the point before the clock starts ticking, so we can have these projects ready when somebody else drops the project and they can't get done. Our project is ready to hit the road. So hopefully we'll get some things done for our community and for the area for roads and streets.
Thank you, Councilman. Anybody on this side? Okay, let's go on to the town manager.
Sure, thank you, Mayor and Council. First thing I wanted to mention is that tomorrow evening we do have the Mayor-Manager Community Outreach, and we will have Frank Marbury there, our Public Works Director, to talk about Public Works projects. It's at 5:30 at the Community Center. Secondly, I wanted to mention that we have extended an offer to an economic development / project manager person. So that position will be filled and the person will be starting on March 23rd. And the focus, as we've talked before, will primarily be the industrial park as well as a second grocery store. And then lastly, Jamie, did you have the anniversaries for employees? Just like to recognize especially somebody like Lori Wiesenen, who's been here for 20 years, Barb Babbitt, Joe Grassi, Kat Lordy, and Laura Kay, who have been longstanding employees here. So thank you for your service to Chino Valley.
I see Cecilia Gritman on there also.
Who?
Who's she?
Yeah, long time.
17 years, huh? That's 17 successful years. Thank you. Okay, any other comments? Let's move on to consent agenda. All those items listed below are considered to be routine, may be enacted at one motion. Any council member may request to remove an item from the consent agenda to be considered and discussed separately. Does anybody want to remove an item from the consent agenda?
No, sir.
How about this side?
I think we're good.
Okay, let's ask our town clerk to read the consent agenda, please.
You bet. Item 6A is consideration and possible action to waive the bidding requirements and approve a purchase order contract with Sanderson Ford to purchase an F-350 utility service truck with crane for a total amount not to exceed $61,110.10 pursuant to a cooperative purchase from the Arizona State bid list, Arizona State Purchasing Contract number ADSP 014-063240. B, accept resignation of Julie Van Wuffen from the Planning and Zoning Commission and appoint John McCafferty to the position of Commissioner to complete a 3-year term that started February 1, 2016. And C, consideration and possible action to accept the February 13, 2018 regular meeting minutes.
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to accept consent agenda A, B, and C.
I'll second it.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
And Mr. McCafferty's back here, hiding back. Would you stand up, Mr. McCafferty? And this is one of our new, this is our new P&Z commissioner. Welcome aboard, thank you. Okay, let's go on to 7 action items. We do not have any action items, so we'll move right on to executive session. Council may vote to recess the regular meeting, hold an executive session which will not be open to the public for the following purposes. An executive session pursuant to ARS 38-431-03A3 for discussion or consultation for legal advice with town attorney regarding the acquisition of a portion of Prescott Water System and pursuant to ARS 38-431-03A4 for discussion or consultation with the town attorney in order to consider the town's position and instruct the town attorney regarding the town's position regarding a contract with the city of Prescott relating to the town's purchasing a portion of its water distribution system that is the subject of negotiation. I need a motion to go
Make a
into
motion, we go into executive session.
A second?
Second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And we'll take 5 minutes in between.
5 minutes. We're gonna get out of here early.
Huh? Where do you home base out of?
I did.
Where's your office, or kind of?
Administrative building and PD off
Oh, Prescott Valley. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's okay. He did good.
Yeah, I was just curious. I've done a lot of class over at that Road 3 North classroom.
We still have it. The issue is that we
No, he's been here for a while.
Hi, Matt. Matt, you must be getting lonely.
Did you miss us?
I had to watch Frank's jacket, so I had company. He didn't leave anything good in his pockets either.
Ooh.
Chips, crackers.
I love executive session dinners.
Everybody went away except Matt.
That's good. That's very
Yeah,
good.
I know, for sure. I did cheese Danish and smart food popcorn.
Are we ready, Jamie?
Jamie,
Are we ready?
yes.
We adjourned from executive session. We did not make a decision. We discussed with our consultant, and I'm looking for a,
I'll make a motion we adjourn.
Second it.
all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. Good night.
Good night.
We can do that. We can do that. Without an attorney.
Have a good night. Cecilia, did you get one of these? And do you want one?
Thank God they left.
Oh, well, here's another one.